the heart of Kansas City, we bring you Buk and Bob Take on Chiefs Kingdom. I'm Bob,
I'm Buck. We're not fancy analysts.
but we have just as many bad takes. What's up, Buck?
Not much, man. It's been a beautiful day today. We had a little bit of rain. It was just perfect. Perfect fall day.
I've been stuck inside editing all day, so I didn't even know what was outside. I guess I did take my dog out. It was a little wet, but it wasn't raining at that time. But yeah, let's start off real quick here. We got good news. Looks like Jalen Royals and Xavier Worthy are expected to play via multiple reports. That's
that can only
huge.
Be great news.
Yeah, that is great news. Now, Royals hasn't played a game, but I mean he's balling out all through training camp, and I believe they were trying to trade him for the Rashee Rice role. So it'd be nice to have him in there, and he's got great hands. Got great hands. What's up, chat? What's up, everybody? What's up, Brian? What's up, Timmy T for KC and
Cheap for
Chiefster.
65 toss power trap.
That's a great name. but yeah, this could change the whole. And you know it sucks. I'm editing our video that's going to come out tomorrow, talking about what we need to do to beat the Giants. And there's parts in there where we talk about the receivers being hurt, and I just have to keep putting this breaking news thing. And I put a sound effect so people will see it, and a crazy transition pop in there, and just so people see it, because we recorded it, it's all edited, so it's just kind of a bummer. I was watching Cole after we recorded last night. I watched his latest video on how about those Chiefs, and dude, it was hilarious because he goes, "Well, I'm not going to really put out a video until later in the week, maybe Friday, Saturday, because people are hurt right now that probably won't be hurt." And I was like, man,
nailed it.
Guess I made a rookie mistake there. Cole's got a little team of editors, he gets stuff out fast. Plus he has years and years of editing experience. I'm still learning new stuff every time I do it. So
we could record some new lines tonight after this if we needed to.
No, that shit's already put together. Not a chance, dude. I've been working on it for 6 hours today.
Because I didn't really want to.
It would be a no. I think the little sign will be fine, because it doesn't really change our real look at the game. It really doesn't change our key points in the video. So it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
it actually kind of helps.
Xavier Worthy played, though. This freaks me out a little bit, because I know it's kind of dire, and he feels with the 0-2 that it's dire, and he wants to get out there. But I mean, if he re-injures this, I mean, it could be something that changes the whole trajectory of his career, because he's not getting the surgery. It could weaken the shoulder and make it extremely easy to pop out, and that would change the whole. We always talked about how he's small. And last year everybody was expecting him to get hurt, and it never happened. But I don't know. It freaks me out a little bit, because I mean he's got so much talent, and upside to the future of his career. Even though I'm a diehard Chiefs fan, I wouldn't want him to risk his his career just to help us right now. And
no, yeah, absolutely not. I mean, you're risking the future for, a couple of games. I mean, we're only 4 more games away from getting Rashee Rice back at this point. To rush him back would be, I think that would be, it would just be short-sighted on the Chiefs staff, and I can't imagine that they would actually make that choice for Xavier Worthy to come back without being fairly certain that he's good enough to go without a high risk of re-injury. I mean, this is how guys go from having just one isolated injury to becoming injury prone, and they know that. So they're going to take all the preventative measures they can, and if they think that he's above a certain, there's going to be a threshold that he needs to be at, and if he's above that threshold, he's going to go. It sounds like they believe he is today. I think I don't know, it's a good sign. I'm scared. I'm always scared with injuries.
Well, but I do think you're right. I had to point it out, but I had to point out because I think we're both on the same page here, and I always think it's really boring when everybody agrees on a podcast. So I had to point out the fears, but I do have confidence. The Chiefs training staff is really good and is really good at what they do with injuries. We still are one of the least injured teams. We've had some rough stuff with key players, but we get people back. We get injury prone people like McKinnon, and he comes to our team and then doesn't get hurt. We have one of the better staffs, so that makes me feel good. Then on top of it, think about when we had Tamba Hali on the show. Tamba said multiple things about Coach Reid that let us know that they do care about the players' health, and they care way more than most teams. He talked about how they limited his snaps because he had taken so many in his career that they were like, if you want to play, your play time is going to be limited because we're not going to make it so you can never walk again. And it made him mad at the time. And then afterwards, he appreciated it a lot, and so I don't think Andy's going to put anybody out there that could re-injure it. So it just makes me think that maybe I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not even a nurse. I'm the son of a nurse. But
we were having this same conversation 2.5 months ago, about Josh Simmons and how his trajectory was looking, and what as compared to what we expected, and everything. All the news coming out every single week was, it looks like Josh Simmons might be ready to play at the beginning of the season, and we were like, what? And then he came out in training camp without a knee brace. And look at it now. Almost nobody is talking about Josh Simmons' knee anymore. It's just
I did. When he made that tackle, I was like, is his knee okay? Remember during the game? It's gonna be a jerk every time something crazy happens, or he doesn't get up fast, or you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Who was the dude doing the celebration? Was it on the Chiefs team, or was it on the opposing team, or was it in a different game? It was a dude that did a celebration for I think it was a TD, but he was laying on the ground like he was hurt, and I was like, oh no.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when we saw it, half the crowd was like, and then that was his celebration, was that he tripped and broke his knee or something. I don't remember what it was.
Was it an eagle? I think it was an eagle now that I'm thinking about it. I don't remember. I don't know if chat knows, or if you're watching this after the fact, let us know in the comments below. But I think I think we're looking bright. So we'll get on to talking about the game against the Giants here in a little bit, but I wanted to touch on the Tyreek Hill trade more time. Okay, go ahead.
HD Chiefs fan, 18 miles an hour for an offensive tackle. I say his knee's better than Sneed's knees. Can't argue, man. He ran down a fast dude.
Well, dude, remember the first thing I said when I first saw him in camp? How I described what he looks like? He-Man, Masters of the Universe, dude, literally does. I mean, he's actually proportionate. He doesn't miss leg day, but he doesn't miss, shoulder day either. I mean, ab day. He looks like a specimen, like a god among men. It's just nuts. Hercules, So.
And then Brian Parrott, he's in top form tonight. In order to beat the Giants, we need to win the game. Voila, I'm a genius. That's straight out of a Madden game.
Madden book, yep.
Yeah.
Well, the way you win the game is just score points.
Usually when you score more points than the other team, you're going to win more times than you don't.
But, we make fun of Madden. He was a football genius. Yeah, we make fun. But the reason he would do that on the broadcast is because football was in its infancy, basically from what it is today. So he was actually being kind, telling people what we've kind of lost nowadays. Like now everybody's like, 3 tech, 4 tech, and everybody's like just uses all these terms, but doesn't explain it to anybody. So people kind of fill in the blanks. But Madden actually was able to just, easily not feel dumb and just say, yeah, this is how the game's played. This is what's important. And it's something that, the new people to the game really need. There's like a thing on New Heights where they'll ask questions. Basically it's Swifties writing in asking questions about how the game works, and it's funny. It's also funny to see how little Jason Kelce, although he's getting better though now that he's doing broadcasts, but Jason Kelce just wouldn't know crap about defense. Like he'd be like, I don't know. It goes back to like the whole. Everybody thinks that if you were a player, you really know everything about the game.
He had to study the defenses to play against them, didn't he?
Yeah, but he knew about defensive lines, pass rushes. Like he didn't know much about what the corners were doing and
defensive schemes
and different things. Like lots of times, I'd say even most of the time, players know what they need to know, and they're specimens. That's why there's coaches to help them along. And most players don't transition to good coaches or even good broadcasters, so or even good analysts. Like lots of them, really don't know. And I just always think it's funny when people
the best. By the way, love me or hate me, Tony Romo is the best that's ever done it.
He is really good. He is really good. But I just love comments where they're like, "Yep, you probably never played football because if you did, you would know this." And I'm like, well, that has nothing to do with playing. Now, if you're talking about getting hit, yeah, that's something you'd only know if you played football. You know what I mean? Like, but you could have played football, and you might not know what it's like to be punched and knocked out. I do. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just, to know the strategies of the game, you did not have to play the game at all. It's literally just like everything else you can study, and you won't know how it feels physically. That's definitely, there's definitely things you won't know. But, it's just like anybody playing high school ball, they didn't know crap about football. You know what I mean? Like,
small hands. Small hands.
Okay. No more questions, I think. Yeah. So I want to touch on Tyreek Hill because this rumor, it's been a rumor before, but it's really, really spiced it up. And I just don't understand how people think we can do it because unless for some reason we don't take on any of his guaranteed money, so we're allowed to drop him next year, I don't know how we could actually do it cap-wise unless Kelce just says, all right, I'm taking one for the team, I'm going to retire and let Hill come on. I don't get where we would get the money. And
yeah, I can't imagine that Tyreek would. I don't know, man. Do you really think that the top brass would want to bring him back?
I don't know.
I guess
just
right
because
now with the wide receiver woes that we're going through right now, but it's not as bad as what it was last season.
Yeah, but last season there was no chance of it. You know what I mean? Like there was little chance, but probably not. Like now you could actually trade. You probably trade a 3rd round pick and get him. Like last year, they would have demanded at least a first.
Now there was a Dolphins expert that was I can't remember what show I was watching. It was last weekend talking about Tyreek Hill, and he said that there is no chance. Now, of course, he's just an expert. He's not with the team, of course, but he said there's no chance that the Dolphins are going to trade anybody significant until they are maybe not mathematically out, but out of it. Out of the race to be in the playoffs, which I can see that. I can't imagine this early in the season. They're just like, all right, well, let's deal him.
They go 0-3, man, and I think coach gets fired at that point, possibly 0-4. I think almost for sure, and then it's just rebuild year, and Then whoever they move up, they're like, you listen here, you tank. Whereas like a real coach isn't going to tank. They'll just move up somebody, to be there. And then whoever they move up will have the excuse. I came into a shit show. But HD Chiefs fan says, why do people want to do it? That's my question. Don't need his drama.
Just what he can bring on the field immediately, I guess. I mean, it doesn't.
And as far as team drama, he really didn't have that.
Yeah, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings if he came back just for the short term to help out. But I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, there is potential drama. We don't know what we don't know yet. He did stuff in Miami that he didn't do here. We kind of touched on. You kind of touched on in one of the videos, I believe, where you were talking about. There was a reason that he didn't get in trouble while he was with the Chiefs, and that if he was to come back here, there would probably be that reason that he doesn't get in trouble when he's with the Chiefs again. But do the Chiefs want to put themselves in that situation where something could happen? I don't know.
It's up in the air.
Me on the field though. Still,
it's up in the air. What's going to happen with his current legal stuff? Like, I'm pretty sure it's the same girl he's been with forever.
Yeah, I would have no.
Brian Parrott in chat, or not in chat, but in one of our comments said something that I like spit up my coffee while I was reading it. I don't know if I should say it on the podcast, but it was something about Captain Slap-a-Hoe or something like that. I couldn't stop laughing. I felt bad for laughing. But if it's the same girl, it's kind of, why does she keep going back to him? Like, I think it's the same girl. I shouldn't talk about this because I don't know the full story, so I shouldn't. But if it is the same girl, then that raises red flags too. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's toxic, and I'm glad Worthy got out of his scary relationship early. You know what I mean? Glad you learned that quick. But yeah. So Timmy says he wouldn't give up a seventh for him. I mean, he still would be pretty electric on the field, but he's older. I mean, he's what, 31 now, something like that. I just don't know that he's. Yeah, I just don't know. It would have to be cheap, man. It would have to be cheap, and we'd have to just to get his base in, which is 10 million. They'd probably want you to take on some of his stuff, and I just see other teams that are more desperate than we are at wide receiver. Like, all it would do is we'd probably get him 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. Rashee Rice would come back, and we would be unstoppable on offense. That's. Like, it wouldn't matter that we don't run because it's just like somebody's getting open.
Well, I also don't think that Tyreek Hill is going to step onto the field the first week as a Chief and just have it again with Mahomes. There's going to be a growing period, and it might take 2 weeks. It might take 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. But like you said, I mean, by the time Rice comes back, I mean, it could be absolutely electric. But do I think that the Chiefs need that to get to the playoffs and then get to the Super Bowl? I don't think so. I don't think they need it.
Oh, here, let's do this one first, but I want to hit on the other one, though.
Brian says, I'm afraid that Goodell would suspend him as soon as he stepped off the plane.
And that's that HC Chiefs fans thinks that too. It's just be like, oh, another way to hurt the Chiefs. Ha ha. I've just been waiting for them to trade. I heard it through the grapevine, so I knew I should wait. Yeah, you love that. But see, this is where I disagree with Brian. Like, he would take Tyreek over Hardman. Of course, I would too. Like, if we're talking just like for the same money, right? But I was actually thinking just the other day, if Worthy and Royals don't come back quick, what's the chances of us just giving? I don't know where Hardman is at the moment now, but what's the chance they call him and be like, hey, you want to come out for a couple weeks? I mean, he knows the system.
Is he sitting on the couch? Like,
I
Kareem
don't
Hunt
know.
was?
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's where he's at. So I don't know if that would even be a possibility. But that was something I was thinking about in deep thoughts driving down the street. It's like, I wonder if he's available.
Well, Google.com shows him as a Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver. So I wonder if he's with a team.
He might not be with the team at all.
Yeah.
I wonder if they've hidden him in the basement. They're just like, yep,
He's
got him
selling
stashed
tickets
away.
right now. Yeah, he's selling tickets.
He's shooting Hallmark movies. We got another one here if you want to read it.
Timmy T4KC said, "I'm with you, Brian. I just question where his head is, how much he might actually have left, and what happens when Rice and Worthy come back, and then the money thing, I guess too. When Rice and Worthy go, well, Worthy might be back this week, so
yeah. Worthy and Rice are both expected to play via multiple outlets. And I'm not talking about like local ones. I'm talking about like Yahoo Sports and stuff like that. So I don't know where he heard it because I watch all the press conferences, or at least I'm pretty sure I watch them all, and I haven't heard that at all. So I don't know where they're getting the reports that they're going to play, but I'm hoping the reports are accurate. But Brian Parrott says Tyreek wasn't like he is in Miami when he was here. We have several players that are jackasses. Who do we have?
Maybe we don't know because the Chiefs don't let them be jackasses.
Maybe, yeah, but I think he's talking about people we have. I just don't know. Like, that's something I'm so, like, proud of about our team is that they're good people and they're decent. And, that was one of my, like, But I will agree that Tyreek didn't cause a lot of problems when he was here. He had the one problem with his domestic stuff, but he didn't really cause problems on the field. Like, he was, but I don't know. His ego's grown a lot since then, too, Like, he had an 1,800-yard season, But also, his ego's been shot down a bit lately, and he's kind of starting to see that he's still human. So I don't know. I would take him for cheap, but I would worry. I would want to make sure that we're not hosed for next year, because that's what would scare me. We still don't have McDuffie signed. There's a lot that we're gonna have to do next season to right the ship. So that's why I'm so glad we got those 7 rookies that might just be huge
pillars for the future.
Yeah, huge pillars for the future.
If Tyreek Hill comes back to Kansas City, does he retract his statement that Tua is the most? Did he say he's the best quarterback, or did he say he's the most accurate?
More accurate than Patrick Mahomes.
Does he retract that statement?
Does he apologize for all the stuff he said on his podcast?
Does
he even still have a podcast?
I was just playing. I was fooling you, man. I was just fooling you.
I mean, he knows he was. He was trying to get viral clips for his podcast, and it worked. So Pat even said so much in his press conferences. I'm pretty sure him and Pat still talk. So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're still friends. We've all had those friends that make bad decisions constantly, but we're still their buddy. What do we got here? Yeah, there's other stuff I want to talk about, but if there's questions, we can hit on those.
Didn't they just extend his contract at the end of the season last year because of his belly aching?
Tyreek? I don't think so. I think he just has 1 year left on his contract. We can look it up, though. I think he just has 1 year left, but I know next year he's scheduled to make $50 million. Like 51 or something. Wow. It's somewhere around 50 million. Is the cap hit at least for him, right?
I just got a huge ad pop up on my page in front of me. Awesome.
I'd been living in the owner's apartment at Arrowhead. That'd be hilarious. Yeah. So Brian says Matt Veteran seems to think that we could get him for $10 million and a third and fourth. I think a third and fourth would probably work. And the $10 million he's talking about is his base salary, but that means the Dolphins have to eat the rest of this year, which they probably wouldn't mind doing if they're trying to, rebuild.
If they fire Mike McDaniels, yeah.
But will they eat it next year is what I'm scared about, because the contract's going to transfer over to us, and that's what scares me there. Yeah. Is it 52 million? That I knew it was like 50, 51 or something of that.
Miami isn't about to give him $52 million, and we ain't either.
Well, he's guaranteed. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. What's the? But yeah, it's about the guaranteed money. It's not about choice. Like, there's just no choice at that point. But yeah, dead cap is $56 million.
He's got a workout bonus of $100,000.
But yeah, his dead cap would be, ouch, God, 56 mil. Yeah, I don't even know if they can drop him next year.
Well, this year is the year he's 31 years old. So my guess.
So yeah, next year his cap hit. Okay, so next year his cap hit.
Sign an extension in 2024. Yeah.
Yeah, and next year his cap hit's 51 mil, but the dead cap next year is 15 mil. So so if they do, they're just going to get hosed if they trade him this year. But they could drop him next year and only take a 15.5 mil hit. So they would probably for sure drop him next year. About 2027. And 2027, he's not there. Like he's, oh, nope, there he is. You're right. Oh, weird. He's got like a 4.5 million cap hit in 2027. That's bizarre. 2028, same. 2029, interesting. It's even less in 2029. Huh, it's all like front loaded with this first contract. So I don't know. Someone smarter than me maybe can tell me if it's actually possible. Because right now I just feel like they would want us to take on some of that dead cap. Because if you get rid of the 15 mil that would be the dead cap next year, then that leaves 40 mil for their dead cap this year if they trade him. Like, so they'd be taking a dead cap hit of, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. Like, I don't know Miami's going to do that, but maybe, but especially for a third or fourth, I just don't know. What else we got here? We got anything else here? Why would anybody get away from the most accurate QB he's ever played with? I don't know, man. You tell us.
I'm legal, I swear. It's a great name.
See, Tyreek, Trav, Kareem, and Pat back together for one last ride. Reminds me of that
nostalgia.
That what was that movie with the old dudes, the old cowboys, and they're like all too old now. Their back hurt. I forget what. No, they were gangsters. And they get out of jail. I think Clint Eastwood was in it. It was like a 90s movie or 80s movie, but it was hilarious because their backs are all messed up. They've been incarcerated for like 30 years. Oh, man. Willie Gay. It was Willie Gay. Wait, what are we talking about? What's this Willie Gay stuff?
Oh, Brian said a couple lines above that. He said, Amenahue, the vacuum cleaner, assaulted that can't find the QB, for instance.
Amenahue did have a domestic altercation right before he came here. That's why he was suspended for that first year, for the first few games he was with us. I mean, that is a point. He hasn't been in trouble since, but I guess I would agree he's kind of a jackass with the way he acted. Like, I'm going free agency. So I guess I can agree with that. Let me know if you think any others, but no, I don't know what he did, though. I don't know if Brian's accurate about what he did, but it was a domestic dispute. Okay, this is a good one to talk about.
Yeah. Jason Long says everyone is down on Pacheco, and he does seem to lack vision, but the blocking concepts for the O-line don't work. It's inside run only. And Kingsley has a long way to go, but I'm placing more blame on Andy. Andy Reid or Andy Heck?
What the heck are you talking about?
Because Brian would definitely say Andy Heck is the problem.
Yeah, I don't know if the offensive line coach even chooses that. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not down on Pacheco necessarily. I'm just the running game for the Chiefs right now is blah, and we don't have the guy to fix that. I think Pacheco is fine. I just don't think he's going to go out there and win. He's not going to go out and do what Saquon Barkley's going to do. And I think a lot of people kind of expected us to be a little stronger in the run game, and because of that, Pacheco is the starting running back, so he's the guy that's going to take the heat for it.
And I think
Pacheco is fine if sorry, Bob, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but the blocking concepts specifically, yeah, I mean, this O-line is put together to be a passing O-line. And so, blocking for their backs is just not their strong point.
Yeah, it's a pass-first offense. Pass-first offense that's expected to run on them being scared of your pass and running draws, basically. And for anybody who doesn't know what a draw is, it's where the quarterback pretends he's going to throw and then hands it to the back a second later. You saw it since I talked about it earlier. Maybe I should explain. I talked about nobody ever explains. But I think that Pacheco is fine, and that's the problem. That's why I wanted something else. Like Pacheco's, yeah, he has lack of vision, but he never had vision ever. I mean, he never had it. And he's always had the same blocking scheme that the offensive line's using, and he got almost 1,000 yards one year. So he was willing it through sheer heart. And I saw it again in preseason and in not really a ton in preseason, a couple flashes because they didn't play him enough. They should have given him a lot more snaps in preseason, but I know they wanted to, judge a lot of other running backs, but he had his fire back at training camp, but no one's going to try to hurt you at training camp. And I think he's got a little PTSD of getting hurt, and that's why he just doesn't have that pop. And then, we're not really disguising the runs well. We're not doing the runs well at all. And if that is Andy Heck, if that's what he's in charge of, is doing the blocking schemes for the plays that Matt Nagy and Andy Reid come up with, then maybe it is Andy Heck. I just don't know enough about what Andy Heck does to know if it is his problem, or if it is an issue. But, Josh Simmons looks
Kingsley
pretty good.
Does have a long way to go. Oh, sorry. I was just addressing the last part. He said Kingsley has a long way to go. I agree, but I feel a lot more confident about his trajectory right now than I did this time last year at left tackle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm optimistic, but I liked what Nick Jacobs on 41 is the Mic said a few weeks ago. It was a real good take that I liked. He talked about he just doesn't see the fire in Kingsley. I want to kill you. You will not touch my quarterback. He doesn't see that fire in there. I was like, that is true, but it's weird because he's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You do a run play, and Kingsley's like, oh, but you do.
Don't touch my running back.
You do a pass play, and he's like,
have you met my friend Patrick?
Yeah, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's the weirdest thing because he looks dominant on rundowns, and then he looks like a scared little child on passing downs. And I I don't get it. But he is definitely, according to statistics, our weakest link on the line. But last week, he did fine because they put all the pressure on the right side of the line, and Trey and Juwan were getting beat. Yeah, we're getting beat pretty bad.
Yeah. And there was one play in specifically that I'd watched that, the Eagles had come from the right, and nobody was coming at Humphrey at all. He didn't have anybody to block. And I watched, because they showed a couple replays of it, and Humphrey was instinctively looking to his left so that he could go help on that left side, because he thought that was, and this wasn't at the very beginning of the game. This was, second quarter, I believe it was. And I think that's kind of his mode of thinking right now, is if I don't have somebody to block, my first thought is going to be to go to the left, at least look to the left and see what I can do there. And by then it was,
Help out
it was too
Kingsley.
late. Yeah. I do also want to say one more thing before we move on about the running back. You and I had talked a lot about, we were really kind of hoping that the Chiefs were going to try to trade up in that first round to pick up a really big name running back.
And now everybody's talking about it. We were like the only ones saying, let's take a running back early. Everybody else was like, we don't need to take a running back.
At this point, though, I think that may have been a mistake. I think that what they have gotten out of Josh Simmons, and if he keeps going at the trajectory, I think that was the right way to go. I really do. I'm really happy with that pick in hindsight. I still would have loved to have seen it.
Yeah,
but
Josh, I was definitely wrong about it. Like, no, Josh was a grab. I knew he was amazing. I just the injury and the history of it scared the crap out of me. But
absolutely.
But I wanted them to take a running back in a round, before the fourth, And in retrospect, right now, second round might have been a good spot instead of Omar. Like, Ashton Gelati, though, like, he's already looking like he's going to be good if he just learns a couple more moves, because his bull rush is nasty. He just needs to learn a couple more moves, and then that guy might just be a monster. But
I don't know.
Yeah,
Omar
I don't know.
Norman Lott, that body slam on Hurts, though, man, that was
that was great, but it was still a coverage sack.
Absolutely.
It wasn't a quick pressure sack.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, man. A running back would have been really cool. And then Noel Williams hasn't played much, but I think he's going to be good. But like, maybe we would have taken that's the last round. I really think that I was really pushing for a running back. But then at the same time, if we had taken a running back in the second, who would we have gotten? Because, Omari and Hampton was supposed to be real good. And he sucked for the Chargers for the past 2 weeks. I can tell you that. I have him in fantasy. He's benched now for week 3. So he's probably going to blow up. But But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if the reason they don't do it is because of our blocking scheme and they have to have a special certain type of running back. But before we move on from the running backs, let's just talk about why aren't we Elijah Mitchell has been a healthy scratch for the last 2 weeks. I talked about this in our latest video. Why are we not playing him?
I have no answer. I mean, it completely eludes me. I mean, running back is the one room right now where we could really use some help. So is there something that is going on behind the scenes that we just don't know about, where they just don't have the confidence in him on the field?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not going to know what we have in him unless we let him play, And like I said in the video, which I don't think you've gotten a chance to watch it yet, but like what I said in the video is, what do we got to lose? I mean, our running game is so stagnant. What do we have to lose? I mean, put him in there. You can scratch somebody else. The other thing that I'll wait and talk about that in a second. But yeah, do that, or give Smith a little bit more. Give him a couple more tries. And why aren't we trying to throw to Smith in the flat? I don't understand. Hey, That's something that Patrick. I mean, there was a time early in Pat's career where he was getting knocked because the majority of his passes were going to running backs. Let's try it again. I mean, like Smith can do that.
Yeah, the screen game has all but disappeared this season, which is really bizarre. The jet sweep, like these gadget plays that the Chiefs have been knocked for because they've been so successful at them for seasons, has just kind of gone away. And I'm not saying that's why we're losing games, because I don't think so. I just, it's a little frustrating to see that some of the different plays that we've been accustomed to seeing, especially when things aren't going well, they'll pull something out of the hat to kind of spark the offense a little bit, and that spark just seems to be missing right now.
Yeah, and so, so Witchy says Andy Reid puts guys on healthy scratch that aren't meshing. Just for anybody who doesn't know about this, because this is something I looked up recently because I was having a conversation at the dog park about it, and I was like, do they have to scratch to scratch people? And the answer is yes. You do have to healthy scratch people. You can only dress 48 of your 53 players. You have to have 5 healthy scratches, or if they're banged up a bit, you could scratch them also. So that is a thing. Just heads up to anybody who didn't know that, because I've always wondered that, but never taken the time to look it up, and I did. So that is a thing. So you have to do it, but oh shit, where was it going with that? Oh, she talks about Josh Uche, the 3-4 outside linebacker edge rusher that we traded for mid-year last year. I think the reason he didn't mesh is because of the reason I said right as soon as we did the trade. I said it on the podcast. I said he's a 3-4 outside linebacker. He is a 5-tech pass rusher. A 4-3 pass rusher is going to be your D end, who is a 4-tech. So it's a very different position. And so I said it right away. I said, I wonder if he's going to be able to make the change, because it is definitely a thing. Like some people can, some people can't. Tamba did it, was able to switch over from the 4-3 DN to the 3-4 outside linebacker. But a lot of guys are not successful doing that. And it's something that people don't pay attention to when we're getting personnel. But that was a head scratcher. Like Spags didn't want him, and Veach was just like, well, I got a great deal, so I went ahead and got him and see what you can do with him. You know, yeah, see if you can do anything with him. Like it was a great deal regardless. It's no big deal, you know. But yeah, I'd like to see them try, you know. I'd definitely like to see Hunt get the majority of the carries, and I'd like to see him try out Elijah Mitchell and just see what we have in him. And I want Rashard Smith to get more catches. And all I can think is that the reason it's not happening is because his blocking just isn't up to snuff yet. It just isn't good. It just isn't good enough. So yeah. I think that's the only reason that he might not be in, but I would just like to see a little more. On the bright side, Brashard Smith, you know, had 2 good kick returns last week, and I think he's on the verge of really breaking it out. He has that breakout speed.
Brian, I had to take a prison call. I'm back.
Yeah, Stanley, we talked about Hill earlier. I think the majority of people are kind of with you, but if they can work it out, I'm fine with it. Yeah, as long as it doesn't hurt us financially going down the road is all I'm scared about. And it's hard to decipher his contract with the information we have on Sport Track and Over the Cap. and what you said, Uche was never going to fit Spag's scheme. I just didn't know if he would. I mean, some guys can't. It's like some guys can switch back and forth. So I just didn't know. That's what it appeared. And he went to the Eagles, who could definitely use him because they're a 3-4. But it's just not what we run. And the 3-4 is cooler. It just is. I mean, it's a cooler D. It's more intricate. But it's also a lot harder to pay the personnel you need for that, because your 3-4 outside pass rushers are going to get more sacks. It's just the way the game goes. It's statistically true, and you're going to have to pay them more because of that, because sacks are what everybody pays attention to. As we saw when we signed Karlaftis. Speaking of that, Karlaftis needs to step it up. But the other thing I wanted to talk about that I talked about in the video is, why aren't we throwing Tanyan the ball? Tanyan has not been a healthy scratch. He's actually, last game he played like 30% of the snaps. No looks, though. When that guy was catching one-handed balls all through the off-season, training camp, and preseason. Like, why aren't we giving him more chances?
Were they using him as tight end too? More of a blocker?
I didn't pay attention to him during the game, so I'm not positive.
I didn't either. I was trying to pay attention to that offensive line as much as I could.
Yeah.
Because I'm really watching, and that was the thing. That's why I noticed early on that all the pressure was coming on the right side. It was so bizarre that they were like, you know what, we're going to attack you where you're strongest and confuse you, and it worked.
We did target Gray quite a bit. Like, Gray got 5 targets and only caught 1 for 1 yard. I can't remember off the top of my head if they were like uncatchable balls, but I'm pretty sure one of them I know for sure was catchable, because I told you, like, he pulled his arms in and didn't extend out for the ball because it looked like he was scared of the defender coming in. Yep. But Tanyan, and these coaches know more than me, but I don't understand. Tanyan should only be in if Kelce's out, and he should be in the number 1 spot. And you play two tight ends quite a bit less. So when there's 2 tight ends in, that's when Gray should be in. And if Tanyan and Gray are both in at the same time, Tanyan should be in the main tight end spot. Like, that's how I feel pretty strongly. Like, Gray is a really good blocker. That's just the way it is. He played fullback for us for like 2 seasons. That's what he should be doing. He should be doing tight end 2, in Andy's offense. And I don't know if Tanyan's actually, because, okay, so Kelce played, what is it, like 80% of snaps. Kelce played 77% of snaps. Can we get him down to like 70 and get, Tanyan in there more in his spot, running his routes? Because I saw him do it. I know he can. Can we do that? Because Tanyan was in for 13% of the offensive plays. Like, yeah, I mean, same as Brownlee, same. Rashard Smith, 8%. Remigio, 3%. Only 2 plays. So I don't get it. Like, he's older. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm hoping he bounces back, but I don't know how. He's got the yips or something. Like, he's got the I need to prove something to people thing. Like, and that's why.
Gray?
No, Kelce.
Oh,
like,
Kelce.
He's just been. Yeah. He's got something going on in his head, and he doesn't miss balls like that. It just doesn't. It's just not a thing for him, and so.
Yeah, he's definitely playing out of character. right now. It's weird though.
But he
mean,
looks physically better than he has in like 2 years.
On that one
and he's faster.
catch and run that he had last week was, I can't remember exactly how much it was, but man, he looked fast. He looked agile. He looked like he was having a good time, which to me I think is important for Kelce. I think he plays a lot better when he's having fun. When he's not having fun, this is what we get. And it shows on the sideline. I mean, we're seeing it.
Yeah, do you want to take this one, Buck?
Yeah, Stanley Mooney said a double tight end set to help with protections, sets up screens, helps the run. It's a win-win at the moment. Rotate all three. Yeah, I can't agree more. I mean, I think we need to see some screens. I think we need to see some more basic, go back to the basics a little bit, have a little bit of success, maybe get the steam engine
momentum going
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
kind of like the Eagles did with the tush push. Get that momentum going.
The problem with the screen is that we're not running it, if you've noticed. And to run a screen with Isaiah Pacheco is like, all right, we're going to send a blind man through a maze. You know what I mean? Like, he needs vision to do a screen. You know what I mean?
Blind man through a maze.
It's kind of like, my DMs. Nope. Got to save that joke. That's for tomorrow in the video. But I even threw something else in there.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. Can't wait to see it.
But yeah, so Hunt could probably do it. Yeah, Hunt could probably do it. But Brashard Smith is the one that we want to get in for those those screens. A kick returner. Got a lot of that vision. Like, that would be great. I don't know why we're not doing it. I haven't seen screens. Like, I've seen wide receiver screens. I've seen tight end screens.
We saw them in the preseason.
Running back screens.
That's what's confusing me. We saw that in the preseason. We saw some wide receiver screens. We saw some running back screens. Saw a tight end screen or two. We're not seeing it at all. The only thing that concerns me about Brashard Smith becoming that guy is when the defense sees Brashard Smith on the field, then they're going to tend to think screen. And so maybe Andy's setting up the first part of the season to fake out the NFL. Hey, we're not using him in the passing game at all. He's just a runner.
Well, at 0-2, man, it's time to pull all the stops out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but everybody, we are 0-2, but you gotta wait. We could have been 0-2 last year. The only thing that kept us from that is a toe. Week one, literally, a big toe, a shoe
the
size,
wrong shoe color,
and then a thank God good call on pass interference at the end of the game. Take those two things out, boom, 0-2 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Still would have for sure went 13 and 4, but we might even have went 14-3 because then we would have played our starters against Denver.
The Broncos. Yep.
So this could have happened regardless. Like, we were getting lucky not lucky, but like we were winning by the hair of our chinny chins last year. And now we've had two games where we didn't square that up. And yes, I know the tush push did cause a problem. And if they had called, at least two of them, they had called the false starts on the one that ended the game, then it would have pushed them back 5 yards. They would have had to punt. And if they had called the penalty on the goal line, they probably would have had to kick a field goal. But you can't win by that. Like, we lost the game by Kelce giving up a 14-point swing where it was, he ran it 60-some yards back down the field the other side, and we lost it from a missed field goal. We lost it. We would have had a whole extra minute and some if Pat hadn't severely overthrown Thornton. I mean, that's what we have to fix, because we're not going to be able to fix the bad are not called penalties. We have to worry about the league to do that, and our best bet is to, just to be better so that we're not in that situation in the first place. We outplayed the Eagles statistically. So
I just think that there's a lot of not a lot of negative. Maybe that's not the right word. We're down on the Chiefs a lot right now, and I think the Chiefs are down on themselves a lot right now. But
they are.
A thing we have to remember is
Butker's
shocked. Not a Butker doesn't miss that field goal most of the time, right? That was something that a play
it was
out of the spectrum for him. So he's going to make that kick more times than he doesn't. Kelce doesn't ever drop that pass. That play shouldn't have happened like that. And I'm not saying that, the Chiefs got screwed, because it did happen. Like you said, last season we got all of the bounces. This season starts out we're not getting all of the bounces. We had a few mistakes
get a ball.
that
we didn't
compiled
get
up.
a ball.
But if only two out of those three mistakes happen, we probably still win that game. So there's a lot of positive to look here. Kelce's not going to have that play every single game for the rest of the season, right? He's going to make that play. So I'm not overly concerned about it. I think that this team starting out 0-2 is it's almost a good thing. Honestly, it's going to kick them in the pants. They're going to come out with fire. I'm so jacked up for this game, and I know that the video that we made last night hasn't been released yet, so people don't know our predictions yet. But I think that there's a lot of good to see in this team, and it's only going to get better. I mean, there's a lot of youth on this team right now. Important pieces.
Oh yeah, definitely. Witchy says the wind affected the missed kick. That might be true, but Dave Tobe did come out and say in the press conference today, he claims that normally the kick that Butker was trying to do is a hook kick. For anybody that doesn't know what a hook is, it's in golf. I don't know if it's in other things, but it's where it goes to the right, or it goes to the left rather than a slice, which is to the right. But he claims that his kicks normally hook and it didn't hook. That was what he said in the press conferences. I don't know. This one's interesting, though. So read this one.
Yeah, Stanley says, can we please go ahead and practice our tush push with Minshew just in case? I don't think you should be allowed to run it unless it's goal line inside the 10s.
Okay, no. You practice this with Hunt. It's what I said on our podcast after the game. Like, teams don't. Like, there's no trickery in running the tush push. It's everybody knows that you're not going to throw it, and that's why I'm scared. Therefore, you can put Derrick Henry in as your tush pusher. Like, you can put anybody in, and that's why I think it needs to be removed, because it's going to become a thing. Like, you can snap the ball to a running back, wildcat. Like, that is a legal thing to do. So why even use a quarterback? And I don't know why teams, like, I'm just a dude talking about the game in his basement. Like, why aren't other teams realizing this? Like, it's just weird. Like, that's what the norm's going to become. And do we want to play rugby? I don't think we do. I don't want to do that. I want to get rid of the QB sneak also. I want to get rid of all of that. I want football plays that are fun to watch. Like, that's what I want. But, if they do practices, I bet you they practice it with Hunt, because they've got to be smarter than me. That's all I'm saying about that. Wouldn't be surprised if Chiefs are practicing the tush push with gut. I bet you they're doing it with Hunt, dude. Hunt's got some powerful legs, man. He might be slower than he was, but he's definitely got the power.
I think you got a good point. I think, you know what? I bet if a lot more teams started doing that, it would be quicker to get rid of that play, because it's just
It's hard to officiate. But I've just said from the start, it's just not football. And all these people say it's a football play. No, it's not. It's a rugby play. Stop. Like, would you have ever wanted to see Barry Sanders doing that? No. You want to see him spin around and juke it and bop, 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 bop. Like, we want to keep the game popular. Like, just look at what happened to basketball. It's boring now. Like, when Jordan played, that was an awesome game. That was something to watch. Like, now everybody's super tall. It's boring. Like, if you want to make that cool, once again, raise the goal by 1.5 or 2 feet. Like, because Shaq ruined basketball. Sorry, but it's true.
Shaq ruined basketball.
It's funny because it's true. But it's boring now. Like, it's just not fun. It's not something that, so let's not let the NFL get boring. The NFL is freaking awesome, and I don't want that play. And I've said that before the Eagles even hurt us with it. Like, I said it before we even thought we would play the Eagles in the Super Bowl. It's a dumb play.
David Barker brings up a good point. KCO line isn't big enough to run the tush push. You do got to have.
They are.
You got to have.
They're just not going to be as good at it. I mean, the tush push works because you line up over the top of the football. You don't hand it to the quarterback until about a second after it's been snapped. Like, and then the quarterback just slides over the top of all of you.
That's what they do every single time?
I have no clue. I just finally saw it this last weekend. But I mean, as far as I think they have been off. They have false started like numerous times, which is going to be great because people are going to go back and they're going to find this, and their little Super Bowl is going to have an asterisk on it, not because that's not why we lost the Super Bowl. It won the tush push. Yeah. It was we just got our tushes pushed in, like we got our butts whooped, but it's still they got to the big game using that. So I mean, they played. You got to give it to Eagles fans. They played like gods among men. They were unbelievable in that game, and I have to give props to them. I actually had a nice Eagles fan in comments the other day, and I was like, "Whoa!" And he was talking about how Eagles fans, all through Philadelphia respect the Chiefs, and it made me think. I went to the live showing of First Things First.
Mm-hmm.
Got my signed towel from Nick Wright.
Oh yeah.
But I went to that and I met a good dozen Eagles fans, and they were wonderful people. We have to remember the jackasses in the comments are the same minority as the jackasses from our side of the fan base in the Eagles people's comments. Like we all have black sheep, so it was a nice reminder of the majority of the fans are good people and good, decent people. And,
Hi, Zach.
Hi, Zach.
That's who Brian's talking to on the phone. So everybody in chat is saying hi, Zach.
Nicely sure it's really. I mean, in the comments, I'm not sure. I can tell you for sure the ones I met downtown at the recording of First Things First, definitely Eagles fans. But the guy in the comments could have just been someone just trolling. But I mean, the stuff they wrote didn't sound like a troll. I mean. It sounded like, I don't know. It just reminded me to not say on this podcast that Eagles fans suck, and just to say some Eagles fans suck.
Mm. Every team has their fans.
They're bad fans.
Has a few bad fans, yeah.
All right, well,
none of them hang out here with us.
Let's move into the Giants, all right? And
Russell Pedestrian Wilson.
Russell Crowe. You suck, Russell Crowe. Yeah, that was a sad day in my Chiefs stadium career. I was just
Well, I
I
mean, you
just
got the
come
whole
back
team to
from
look at you. That was cool.
yeah, I just come back from L.A. and me and my new girlfriend, now my wife Mel, were at I'd been dating her for about I don't know a year maybe. We're at the Chiefs game. We're on the opposing sideline, about the 40-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole team's right there, and I'm in third row. So they're just right there, right? And I had in LA, I had a bad experience where Russell Crowe called me an effing twit, and he just wasn't a very nice guy. But I'm there on the sideline, and I'm hammered. I haven't been to a Chiefs game in a long time. I had just was back from LA a year, and I was hammered. I was having a good old time, and I hated Russell Wilson and the Seahawks at that time because they were just so damn good. Ugh. And I'm hammered, and I yell on there's tons of people trying to heckle the team, and the team just ain't even paying attention. And I all of a sudden just go, "You suck, Russell Crowe." And like I said, really loud, and just slowly, the entire team turns around and looks at me, and I go, "I mean Russell Wilson," and they just start laughing, and I was like, "Don't laugh, he sucks." And they were just laughing their ass off.
Dude,
and I
if
was
I
like,
did that,
and everybody in the stands is looking at me like, "You moron."
if I did that, and they all started to turn around, I would have been like, like,
looking behind you.
who the hell was that?
I mean, I was three sheets, man. Like I'd been there for like 4 hours before the game started. I was, yeah. It was so funny how they just all slowly turned around and looked at me.
Did he really just call him Russell Crowe?
Yeah, it was like, Russell Crowe? Is Russell Crowe in the stands? Like, it was just great. But yeah, Russell Wilson looked good last week, dude. I mean,
His receivers made him look good last week. Yep.
You thought they were showing the same play over and over again when he was getting touchdowns on
those were remarkable
catches. They already
catches.
showed that play.
Yeah, those were remarkable. He had a couple of I believe they were overthrown a little bit, and his receiver just made him look good. I am not a fan of Russell Wilson. I almost said Russell Crowe. I am not a fan of Russell Wilson. I'm just not. I've never been impressed with him. I think he's just, a small game manager. I see him and Tua. They're like the same guy to me. They're just nothing special. Here's to Norman Lott putting Russ down like he did Hurts.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I could do a hallelujah to that. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to just see him start getting more pressures in. But we still don't know if his ankle's 100%. So I just want him to get some fast pressures in is what I really, really want. But Russell Wilson's never been real easy to sack, but I think we can contain him. I need Chris Jones to stay on the inside of the line, man, and force Russell out for our DNs and our linebackers to catch. Like, I don't want to see Jones jumping on the DN spot.
I really wasn't paying. I know it happened once or twice last week. Did it happen a lot?
I mean, it happens a lot. Yeah. You just, when teams don't take advantage of it, you don't really think about it. But yeah, I just want him to just kind of like Drew said, just know your role, man. Do your job. But he said in his press conference today that he was still gonna do it. So I think he's.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. They specifically asked him about it, and I was like, they asked what I just put in our video. But yeah, I think he's still gonna do it. Hopefully, he just doesn't do it on plays that it can really hurt us. So. But Yeah, I would love to see Russ get sacked a lot, but I just don't like he still is pretty nimble. I just want to see him not let him get a bunch of running yards. That's what I want. And like their line is depleted. Like their offensive line is just bad. If we can't
the whole
get
left side
pressure,
and the center are questionable for this game.
yeah, and if we can't get pressure, this is going to be a really scary, like come to Jesus moment where like, oh shit. Like, I mean, I don't even know what we would say to it. Like if we don't win this game, that it literally it either means that we're just not a good team and we've been just, like telling ourselves
Fooling
that
ourselves, yeah.
or they're going in thinking that this is just an easy win, which I can't imagine that they're doing at 0-2. Because maybe if we were 2-1, I could see this as a trap game. Right? They're studying the Ravens ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
But at 0-2, I mean, if we lose this, if we can't get pressure on this horrible offensive line, like the only thing the Giants have is basically a good front seven, and that's even banged up a bit. So, yeah, if we can't get pressure here, I don't know if we're going to get pressure on anyone.
And that's the key to this team winning. The offense right now just isn't strong enough to carry a mediocre defense. We have to start getting pressure. We have to start getting some sacks. We have to start getting some turnovers.
Would it be strong enough if we had Tyreek Hill?
I mean, you know what? If we're looking at short term, if you were to pick one receiver right now in the NFL that we could bring to this team that could potentially make a difference in this next week, the Giants game, who would it be? I think Tyreek Hill would be the strongest candidate. He's played with Patrick Mahomes in the past. They've been successful in the past. It would take some time for them to get on the same page, but I can't think of another receiver that I would rather have in that spot if we're just picking just out of the
skill.
NFL.
Yeah, skill only. Yeah, because I mean, DK Metcalf would be cool, but DK Metcalf is very similar to D-Hop, and like Patrick just doesn't like to throw to those guys.
Ooh, D-Hop had a good game, man. I was so happy for him. So
me too, man. Me too. Especially after I learned his past. Just such a
what
good
he did
guy,
for this
dude.
team, yeah, just classy guy. Proud of him. Sorry we weren't able to make it work for you here in Kansas City, D-Hop, but much love.
Yeah,
that's a good point, Stanley.
I think we have. I still think we have the put McDuffie on Neighbors. I think we have a much stronger D than the Cowboys. I mean, our D is actually surprisingly good, which is weird because they haven't forced turnovers and they haven't gotten pressure on the QB, but we're still holding teams to 20 points, 27 points. I mean, it's bizarre how they're bending, but they're not breaking. It's literally the defense is like the bright spot of our team.
And I still think the defense is going to get better. That's kind of been Spag's trademark here in Kansas City is they get stronger and they look more like a cohesive unit by the end of the season. They really start to bring it together. So I still have a lot of optimism for our defense.
And for our now pressure could be scary. I mean, they do have the front seven really is good. Pressure could be scary, but I mean the backfield is not great. So we can really take advantage, especially now that I know it's very possible Worthy and Royals play. Like they're expected to play. So that puts the Giants coaching staff in a little bit of a fever dream or fever. What's it when you're when you're, all of a sudden you find out something, you're like, oh God, oh God, oh God. Like, I don't know. The pressure's on to them. And I'm just curious because since I haven't heard this in a press conference or anything, I'm just curious if it's not the Chiefs kind of trying to freak out, just trying to like kind of BS that they're going to play. I'm not.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know how much that strategy really works.
I don't either. But I know
by
that
saying a guy will play when he doesn't, or saying he's probably not going to play and then he does.
Well, they're probably not going to play. I mean, Bill Belichick used that for years. I mean, Tom Brady, was he ever not on the injury report? But yeah, one thing that does scare me is the Chiefs traditionally play horrible against backup quarterbacks.
Yes.
Like, we traditionally, as soon as that backup comes in, they go nutty. And I'm not even talking about in the Andy Reid era. I'm talking about the history of me being a Chiefs fan. And, like early on as being a Chiefs fan, I was like, oh, sweet, the backup's coming in. We're going to win. All of a sudden, the backup just does better. Like, what if this is the week that we just destroy Russell and they bench him and they bring in the rookies? I forget what his name is. The one that they took instead of Sanders' son.
Shedeur. Everybody took somebody else.
Yeah, but lots of people thought the Giants were going to take it, but they took this other kid, blonde kid. Dang it, I forget his name. Neighbors, maybe?
No, that's the receiver. Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart. Yeah. So if that happens, we're cooked. We're done. My expert.
Pack it up, folks.
My expert opinion and analysis. Yep, pack it up. We're done. We're done. Man.
You're right, though. That's my memory as well. The Chiefs just struggle with backup quarterbacks. It's like they just don't know what to expect anymore, so they don't know what to set up. Brian said, "Witchy, Andy Heck did it with the lead pipe in the conservatory."
Witchy was talking about having a game of Clue with Chiefs players. and
HT said, "Brian, do you really think Heck knows how to use the lead pipe?"
Oh man, what's some other stuff we could really kind of dive into on the Giants? I mean, we've never. Okay, so I want to clarify this. We've never won against the Giants at MetLife. Because I said it wrong. I said we've never beat them there before. We've never won there before, but it wasn't true because the Jets play there too. I realized that right after I said it last week, but somebody pointed out in comments, and I was like, I should have clarified that. But
we've never beaten the Giants at their home.
Yep,
but we have won at MetLife before.
Yeah, but we've never beat the Giants at home. We've played them a total of 7 times. The last time was Patrick Mahomes' rookie year, redshirt year, when he wasn't playing, and we lost. And Kelce gave up an interception.
What?
Just like he did last week.
Well, that was last week. This week's going to be different.
But I'm just saying, years and years ago, it was, 2017 or 2018? I always get mixed up. But it was whatever year Alex Smith was still playing. And, yeah, it was a weird game that we lost there. So, are we haunted? Do we have a curse of some kind? I don't know.
No, I don't believe in curses.
You really don't?
No, I don't believe in curses.
No. All right.
No.
I'm going to put a voodoo hex on you.
Cool.
I voodoo hex you to stub your toe at least once every month.
My chest started itching as soon as you said hex, and I was like, "Did you do that?"
Dude, speaking of toes, yeah. You
Where we
hear
going with this?
you hear that Joe Burrow is out for probably the season, if
I
not
didn't
the
hear
season.
the season.
3 months.
I heard a while. Yeah, your
3 months.
fantasy team.
Yep. And
Hey,
then
I got a
then-
good backup that I might trade.
yeah, and then Jason took the quarterback I was going to get from the Colts. Said I had to get my second choice, Stafford. Ugh.
Mm.
But no, yeah, it wasn't a broken toe, it was turf toe.
Mm.
And turf toe is a horrible, horrible, horrible injury.
Takes forever to get right, if I remember. Yeah.
And oh my God, that was not a voodoo hex, Bob. Lol.
Yeah,
How
which
do you
is
know
like-
what a voodoo hex
Yeah.
is? Witchy, you got something to tell us?
Which he's like, I can show you a voodoo hex.
She's like, okay, that was so pedestrian.
Hold my beer.
Oh, that's great. Oh gosh, that's so great. But
We're
yeah,
both
so
gonna wake up with night sweats now for the rest of our lives because Witchy just put a voodoo hex on us.
she says, "Hello, witch." Hey, I love you, witchy. Just remember that.
Yeah.
I love you.
Good vibes, Witchy. Good, nothing but good.
She was holding the whole Bob doll, about to poke that in, and then she was like, "Okay, if you love me."
Ow!
Oh man. So what were we talking about? I lost my train of. Oh yeah, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow
turf,
toe.
Yeah. So whoever doesn't know what turf toe is, like I'm gonna use my hand as an example. So pretend my thumb is my big toe. Basically, right here. Oh, can't do this. This is so hard. Right here is a tendon between your big toe and your middle, or no, not middle, but your index toe, whatever that's called. That rips, and basically is one of the most painful things on earth. I actually didn't know what turf toe was until Burrow got hurt, and I was like, I'm finally looking this up. I do a podcast. I should know what freaking turf toe is. So, yeah, it's a bad injury that takes a long time, and if you mess it up, it could be like you hobble for the rest of your life type of deal. So he's definitely out, and that'll be the third season in 6 years that he's had a season-ending injury. I mean, he's kind of like becoming a Tua type of guy,
yeah.
where you're just like, can we plan our team with this guy? It's kind of sad for him because he, after I watched the latest quarterbacks show, he seems like a decent dude.
Witchy said there's 3 stages of turf toe, and Joe got the highest level.
Yep, that is correct. Don't you put your juju on me, Bobby. Juju needs to come out and play.
Did he have any targets this last week?
He had like a pick or like a catch or two.
Because in week 1 he was 5 for 5, and that's just
he
solid.
was targeted
Like,
3 times, got one catch for 5 yards. But I'm telling you, Juju is the dirty work guy. He's the guy that gets picks. He's the guy that blocks downfield, and he's talked about it in his most recent press conference that he did. He's okay with doing that, which is awesome. You need guys like that. So we're lucky to have him doing that.
HT said a real pro would just tape 2 piggies together and play. Yep, that's what Mahomes would do.
Well, what was it? Was it Rodney Lott that cut his pinky off?
What?
Did Rodney Lott cut his pinky off to play football? Yes, in April 1986, San Francisco 49ers Hall of Famer Rodney Lott had the tip of his left pinky finger amputated after a gruesome injury Like during the game, he had him cut. He was like, "Cut that shit off. I'm playing." You've never heard this story?
No, but
Yeah, he had his finger.
that's not what I'm seeing. Though. I'm seeing that it was cut off.
Oh,
during the
okay,
off-season.
then. Okay, that's what I'm seeing now too. Damn.
Yeah.
All right, well, I heard the story.
I like your
heard
version better.
Yeah, it was a better version. Now I'm sad I looked it up. That was like a freaking cool ass thing. I guess he taped it together and kept playing during the game. Okay, well, man, it would have been. Oh, so I
Jason
heard the
Pierre-Paul
legend.
did the same thing.
I heard the legend of Ronnie Lott, not the true story.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, no, Jason Pierre-Paul did the same thing. There was a fireworks accident.
Yeah, he blew off his
2015.
fingers.
Yep, he had to have it amputated. Just one. But yeah.
Bummer, man. Oh, that was the coolest story ever.
Sadly, it was untrue.
I know. It was a legend. An old wives' tale. Oh, that's so sad. Now I'm bummed. All right. Chat, you guys, we're here maybe a few more minutes. Maybe it depends on how good the questions are. Is it something you guys are awesome because you put in questions where I'm like, yeah, I wanted to talk about that. And then, it's stuff
One thing we can talk about since
here, you go ahead. I'm going to be right back.
Yeah, we're going to do our first members only.
Yeah.
Our first members only live show Saturday. Did we nail down a time yet? I don't know. Well, Bob's not there in front of so he'll come back with an answer. But don't forget to miss that, or don't forget to miss that. Don't forget to catch us on Saturday. That'll be a fun time. We got lots of stuff to talk about. I mean, just some football, some not football. Bob's probably going to talk about some stories that he did while he was drunk, not at the Chief Stadium, but otherwise. So don't forget to catch us on Saturday. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm a little nervous, but we'll get through it.
I put it on my calendar here. 5.
5?
Or 5 o'clock, but I don't know why I put 5. So I'm going to the Renaissance Festival. I think more like 6 or 7, probably, right?
Yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put it up there. We'll put it up so that you guys will be able to see it before it comes.
Our boys at All Chiefed Up said, I think Mahomes has amputated his ankle before to keep playing. I think he would.
He definitely ran like it didn't hurt, in pain. Dude, that was one of the best things he ever did. What's up,
He'd be out there running like this.
Oh, here. Since they're in here, do you notice something behind Buk's left shoulder?
Oh, and it's signed. Yeah, buddy. It's signed.
I got mine framed also. I just have to redo the wall so I can get it in there so people can see it. But love you guys.
Yeah, thanks for listening, man.
We did talk about this a little bit earlier in the thing, but I don't know, man. We need him to.
Great question.
Yeah, we need Hunt. I think Hunt should get the majority of the carries, and I think Elijah Mitchell should be tested out. Why not? I mean, and that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Yeah,
I mean, they have to find somebody else. They have to find somebody else a healthy scratch, but let's do it. Let's do it. Yep, it's a beautiful poster. Yeah,
it is.
But yeah, if you want to go back and check it, Jay-Z, the white, you can. We talked about it pretty extensively earlier on in the show. So if you guys want to check it out, cool. But I think we kind of talked that one to death, though. I don't think we need to hit back on that one. I was just trying to think. Oh, I was gonna. Since we're doing the first members only stream, I wish I could see who all was in the chat with, because like it looks like I get like a certain amount to give out free, once a month. So I was gonna since the first one's coming up, I thought I would give out some, but I don't know. I would hate to give them out. There's I mean, there's people in there that aren't members, I guess.
Please give Hunt the start. Let's get the screen game going. That's a great idea, Jay-Z. We need to get the screen game at least started. Let's give us something.
Yep, we talked about that too. We
spark.
talked about that
Yeah, we
also.
did.
Yep. I'm trying to find our channel. Give me a second here. One thing is though, we can. There's a new thing on YouTube, guys. We're trying to do more news videos and different things, and there's a new thing on YouTube. We can only find it on mobile. I don't know if it's on.
And it's not on every mobile.
Yeah, it's not on everybody's account. But there's a little thing down where you can like and everything and share. Move it over. There's a thing called hype. And you can hype like 3 times a week. And the smaller the creator, I assume by smaller it's like subscriber based. But the smaller the creator, the more of a bump it gives them. So like if you give 1,500 points, but if it's a smaller creator, it gives them like more points than 1,500 or something like that. But if it's a big creator, it doesn't give them like hardly anything. I'm not sure how it works, but it says it benefits small creators more. So if you guys know how to do that, it'd be awesome if you did that for some of our videos, because I'm trying everything to see what people like.
Thank you, HD.
We
it's
we
weird.
have some go for thousands, and then we have some go for like 150. And I don't know what we're doing wrong.
Yeah, yesterday at work, I pulled up the latest video, and I was able to hype it. I pulled it up on my buddy Dan's phone, and it didn't give that option to hype. So it was the same video. Pretty weird.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is.
But it is
how that
only
works.
available on the mobile version. So if you guys check out one of the videos on the mobile, if you could give it a hype, we'd love it.
How do I do this here?
Trying to give out.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I found where we can start a poll. Been waiting for that.
I got a poll for you, buddy.
Whoa. Okay, here we'll go. There, I'm doing it.
Witchy, that's a good question. Is it only iPhone or only Android? I don't think it matters. Me and my buddy Dan, we both have iPhones, and I was able to do it on mine, and he wasn't able to do it on his. So,
all right,
not real sure.
Did this work?
It says it worked.
Yeah, but I didn't see any memberships go out. Oh, they went out on the other. Cool.
Sweet.
How did Warcraft Reloaded get one? What the hell? Huh. It's not even in here. That's so weird.
Bizarre.
Yeah, like the browser I use for Warcraft Reloaded's off. That's bizarre. I wonder if it just can give to people who have been in chat before. Maybe that's a thing. Because Twitch can. Cool. Well, hey, happy Stanley didn't get one.
Oh,
that's lame. That's lame.
Not fair.
Dude, I don't understand why we can't gift to just like certain people. Like Twitch, you can. That's lame. Really, really lame.
Agreed. What is this telling us?
Yeah. All right. Well, I tried. Yeah. Cause did Witchy get one? I think get mods watch the member streams regardless, because they would need to be in there to moderate, right? I think they can. Yeah, Stanley. I mean, I wish I could. I would give you one right now if I knew how to give it to one person. But I'm looking at all the options, and I just can't. There's no way to just give to one person. But yeah, we're gonna do the first one. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be weird, but you know, we're new to this, so
it'll be fun.
All right, mods must be a member. That makes no sense. Then who's gonna moderate? the member stream. I guess if it's members, you probably don't have to. You probably don't have to really moderate.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just gonna be happy if like 3 of you guys show up. So we're not expecting a big crowd, but you might get to see, Jason might do a little dance. Buck might do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight.
I might make a little
Get
love.
down tonight. Oh,
Make it down.
you had something important though you wanted to hit on before we were done.
Oh yeah.